All right, everybody. Today we're going to compare a handful of different trigger kits along with the stock P320, nothing done to an old school trigger. We've got my competition gun here, which is a handful of different parts. Everything from parts out of a Gray Guns kit to an Armory craft trigger shoe, as well as a few other things I've done and some light polishing. We've got our Norso build up here, also with Armory craft trigger shoe, as well as we've got the spring kit out of the Glock store trigger kit from the Max Michel kit, and it's got the Apex trigger bar in it to reduce the take up. Also a stock P320 X carry X compact, and we're going to use this one to actually put this trigger kit in. So pretty excited to see the difference, see what we come up with here. We're going to take a few trigger pulls of the two stock firearms so we have a baseline to compare, and then we're going to go from there. Just to make sure we can show we are clear, there is no bullets in here. Good for YouTube. And we'll go ahead and give this a 5 pull run. 5 pounds, 1 ounce. That one was pretty high. 6 pounds, 6 ounces. £5 pounds, 3.4 ounces. That was pretty low. 4 pounds, 5.5 ounces. And our last pull here. That one is 3 pounds, 10 ounces. I think we're going to throw that one out and give it one more. £4 pounds, 1.5 ounce. Go ahead and enter that in. And if everybody can see, our average is roughly 5 pounds, just a hair over. And that's a 5 trigger pull average. However, we can see it's pretty inconsistent. So we're also going to show clear here. There's nothing in it. And we're going to delete that out of there. And we'll go ahead and give us our 5 pulls on this one. That one's 6 pounds, 4 ounces. £5 pounds, 12 ounces. £5 pounds, 9 ounces. £5 pounds, 14 ounces. And fifth and final pull is 6 pounds, 4 ounces. So I think we can agree the older trigger shoe as well as the older FCU does yield a little bit higher pull weight of 5 pounds, 15 ounces. So just a hair under 6 pounds. What I will say is the geometry of the new angle on these different triggers does change the pull weight slightly, and I think that's what we're seeing. However, I am excited to dive into this. We're going to install it into this guy here, and we will see what we come back with. Okay, we're back after a final installation of the striker, trigger shoe, as well as the sear. Now I will say, it's not a bad kit. It's not a great kit. It's not a bad kit. Would I pay $300 for this kit? I don't think so. But that's for you to decide, not for me. My job's to give you the facts, and that's what we're about to do here. So first and foremost, we are going to show gun is clear. There is nothing in it. Okay. Let's talk about the trigger itself. Not excited about the play here, guys. This is a lot of movement. So So I don't know how much you can see this, but we're moving a lot. Okay, let's look at the factory, nothing done, old school trigger shoe. It's got a little bit of movement to be expected, but not like this KGM part. Okay. Second is the amount of take up. So I imagine to keep the drop safety feature in place here, that's why we have this amount of take up. For a carry gun, I think it's completely acceptable. However, when it comes to a competition gun, that wouldn't cut it. So let's go ahead and give us a nice trigger pull. Does have a solid break. I won't say it's as crisp as the competition gun, but again, we're not expecting it to be. Let's reset it. Wow, that is a long reset, guys. That's just as much as factory, if not more. Okay, we're back to that wall. Hammer down. Okay, now let's go back over to the unmolested trigger. Similar amount of take up. Is quite a bit heavier. Doesn't have very much over travel to it though. Kicks you right back out. Pull it again. Okay. Now, I can say the trigger pull was about a 5-pound average prior. And we are working with roughly 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds, 3 pounds, 8 ounces. Okay. Now we can go ahead and be fair and give it the 5 trigger pull average, but it's going to be somewhere in that 3-pound range. This is 2 pounds, almost 13 ounces. Now, one of the claims to fame here by KGM is that we're going to get more consistent trigger pulls. I have not found that to be the case. We're at 2 pounds, 10 ounces on that one. Three pounds, 2.5 ounces, and we'll give it a final pull. 2 pounds, 10 ounces. Okay, so just shy of 3 pounds on that. They did shave 2 pounds off this trigger, guys. 2 pounds. No springs. You gotta love engineering. They definitely put some time and effort into figuring out the geometry of the trigger, of the angles and which not of the sear. Okay, and I have no idea if this is anything other than just a stronger part. I guess we can ask them when we talk to them tomorrow, because I do have some questions. I want to know about this pre-tapped spot for a set screw. It does have a fine amount of over travel, nothing crazy, but again, for $300 I don't know that I would spend the money, because although we're not changing any springs, which I do like keeping the factory springs, I mean, you can achieve a 2-pound lighter trigger pull with changing out some sear springs and a trigger return spring. I guess, in my opinion, for $20 plus $10 shipping on the Max Michel kit at the Glock store, seems like a better value. $30 or $300. My Armory Craft trigger kit, I mean, that doesn't move barely at all. I'm moving. It's probably more the movement that I'm forcing on it, but it doesn't, there's no give to that, guys. Now let's show you, we are right on the wall. Again, this is just a competition gun. We'll show it's clear, but that's got a nice, clean, audible glass rod break. Okay, give yourself a nice reset. Pretty short. I'm back on that wall, hammer. So just to give you one little quick pull on this one so we know where we're at. This one generally sits right in that 3.5 range. That one's a little over 4. I will say that's odd for this pistol. We're normally, I'd say, right around 3.5, 3 pounds 8 ounces. That was 3 pounds 12. So it'll make a liar out of me since we're doing it for YouTube, but I will give up that 1/2 pound or a pound difference for a nice crisp brake. Okay, and then we can go to our Norso build, which is essentially Armory Craft trigger shoe and an Apex trigger bar. Now this has got a very similar brake. It is a lighter wall, it's not as crisp, okay, but the reset is quite a bit longer than the competition gun, but it's not crazy. Okay, it does leave a little bit more of room for take up, just so that we don't disengage that drop safety. That's it, guys. KGM Technologies. I think you have a nice product. Not sure that I can get down with a $300 price point. It is a good carry setup, considering you're not changing any springs and you're not going to have any kind of set screws to fail. Other than that, I guess you have to make your own decision and your own opinion on this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like the video and share it with your friends.